Hey guys, Yoongi here, and welcome back to my channel. Even though I've been posting some shorts, I really feel like I should say long time no see because I haven't uploaded a full-length video for a while now. I'm sorry, I feel like I'm always saying that I'm ill, but this time I was actually very sick. There's definitely something going around at the moment, guys, so please be careful out there. Anywho, onto today's video. Because I have been gone for a while, I wanted to come back with a video that involves you guys because I always love doing these. So I recently posted a Google form to my YouTube community tab asking for you guys to submit some K-pop dances or choreographies which you don't like for me to react to in today's video. So that is what we're going to do today. We had so many submissions, so thank you so much to everybody who sent me something. Some people even sent me like timestamps to the move they're referring to. You guys are seriously so cool. Some of these suggestions for us to discuss are actually ones I've discussed previously in my videos talking about dance moves I don't like or that make me cringe. So when we come across these, I will mention what video those are included in and briefly go over what my thoughts were. Okay, we have quite a few to get to, so I'm sorry if we feel like we're moving through some of these quite fast. I don't know yet if this will be a two-parter, so let's find out. First up, we have one that we received from two people, and that is the ahah part in Black Mamba by aespa. And one of them actually gave us a reason, which says, "More than hate, I find it rather funny that this made it into the actual choreo." Thank you so much for adding the link, and don't worry, your description was great. I completely get where you're coming from with this one, and I am surprised they chose this move as well. This part of the song is quite different than the rest of it, so I get using a different kind of move, but it is weird to get used to the first few times you see it. It always reminded me of these like lollies you can get here in the UK. I don't know if this will make any sense, but it's like a lollipop in a container with like a head on top and two arms in the air, and when you shake the lolly, the head like bangs against the hands and makes a noise. They kind of remind me of those like big inflatable things at car dealerships, except this was like a rattle on a lolly. I could not find any reference to this on Google, RIP my search history, and I even asked the family group chat and no one had a clue what I was talking about. I don't know, maybe I dreamt that whole part of my childhood, but yeah, because the move reminded me of that, I always found it a bit weird. Okay, next we have, for some reason, I don't like Blackpink's Pretty Savage choreo, especially the running part. Like I mentioned in the beginning, some of these moves have been mentioned in past videos, and this one in particular I have spoken about before in my K-pop choreography / dance moves I don't like video. So I'm sure you can imagine how I feel about this one too. I'm in the same boat where I wasn't really a fan of the whole choreography. I think it's quite basic for a song with so much potential, and the move I actually highlighted as my least favourite is the one you mentioned. I think it looks quite awkward no matter which member is executing it in what style. It never quite hit right for me. This next move was mentioned 3 times, twice including a certain artist's particular latest release, so let's put these 3 together. The first response says, "I really dislike dancers that have the shy fingers thing," and then 2 people also mentioned that they didn't like this in Sugar Rush Ride by TXT, the uwu pose it was referred to. Give me more, give me more, give me more. Normally, I agree with everything you guys say because I see so many valid points, so I'm actually kind of excited for once that we have something where we have opposing opinions, because I'm not gonna lie guys, I low-key really like this dance move as far as in Sugar Rush Ride anyways, in like a guilty pleasure sort of way. Like I really like when it gets to this part. I don't know, it's just as point dance moves go, this one kind of like scratches the right part of my brain. That's probably a weird thing to say, but I don't know, I didn't know this was such an opinion divider, but I do now get why people might not be fond of it. I didn't even think about the fact that it's a little bit cringe and I guess could be like teetering towards the aegyo side. But for someone who hates aegyo normally, I've got to admit, I love this one. The next one we're going to discuss is the part in Nature's Limbo where they act like they're actually doing the limbo. Some people call it camp, but I just think it looks really weird, it says here. Oh my god, okay, because we're on a roll of exposing Dear Yoongi, it is perfect time for us to be discussing this one. Before I go any further, I just want to say I completely agree with you. It's so weird to get used to seeing this, but I low-key love this song and the chorus and consequently this dance move too. It might be because it's so camp and that's why I can't help but like it. I think it's so fun and I'm definitely here for the fun. I think the first 2 times they do it and it's just one of them limboing through the girls, yeah, that's a little bit more cringe, but the last time they do it where they all one by one do the limbo in a line, or like a sort of version of the limbo, it's so satisfying to see. Another dance part a viewer wanted to mention is the chorus of I Envy You by Taeyeon, other than the I Envy You hand shapes. Yeah, I'm actually with you on this one. I never really thought about it before. First of all, I really love this song and the I envy you hand-shaped moves in the choreo. I think they fit really well, but I definitely agree with the rest of the chorus not really doing it for me. I think the vibe they're going for is a little bit sort of like that of Move by Taemin, in the sense they're going for the more simplistic approach where your main focus is meant to be on body control instead, which is a lot more difficult than it looks. The biggest difference is I think it made more sense to do it with Move than it did for I envy you, and like in particular the arms flapping back and forth part in the chorus don't really do it for me. I'm sorry. Next one I'm so excited to talk about because, oh my god, how did this make it into the choreo? Heartbeat 2 p.m. The weird dinosaur move in the chorus after the listen to my heartbeat, it's waiting for you part. As soon as I read this one, I knew exactly what you were talking about, and I was just laughing to myself because, oh my god, what were they thinking with that one? The whole vibe of this song and all the live stages is boom, look how cool I am, look how cool we are, chest pop. And then they whip out these tiny T-Rex arms and start shuffling across the floor. I'm sorry, I can't even try to justify this one with I see where it comes from, because I really don't. You just know they were stood in rehearsals learning this choreo and they were looking at each other like, I'm sorry, what do you want us to do? Next one we're going to look at is The Bridge in 11 by IVE. The person who submitted this one said, I got super addicted to it when I saw it for the first time, but now I just think it's super awkward. You're right on this one, and it's another one I never really thought about, but we have the rest of the girls waving their legs around in the background while we have Wonyoung lying on the floor and we just see like her top half. What is this actually supposed to look like? Are we supposed to think the legs are coming out from the back of her like a big flower, like a big sunshine? Yeah, I don't get this one at all either. It's a shame because I do like the majority of the rest of this choreo and all IVE dances so far, in fact, they're quite good. But if I had to pick a standout negative, it would be this because I just can't really get my head around it. Next up, Purple Kiss Ponzona. During the dance break, there's a bit where they all wobble their heads around that just makes me think Space Invaders. The rest of the choreography is great for this song, but this bit sticks out like a sore thumb. I love Purple Kiss, so my bias erased this from my memory. I kind of forgot about the dance break because I'm so used to seeing like the Spotify version, if you get me. I couldn't remember this until I watched it back, but then I immediately saw your point. I think this one is worsened because the rest of the dance break is fierce, and like you said, the choreo matches the song, so when you get to this move, it's a bit like, oh, it is lackluster in comparison. Our next one says, Wano's a song written easily, the one-winged chicken dance at about 1:40ish in the music video. Oh my god, you gave me a timestamp. That makes me so happy. Thank you. Fun fact, this is the most replayed part of the video as well. I think it's because it's when the chorus drops, but still, we're here to discuss the dance. Sorry, I get sidetracked. I love your description, the one-winged chicken dance. I don't really have an issue with the dance move personally. Like, I think it fits in a way, but now you've described it so well, I can't unsee that. I'm gonna think of a one-winged chicken whenever I see it. I don't wanna hate the dance per se, because I do kind of think it matches the song well, but maybe we could have done without the chicken move. Next up, we have a song that was given to us twice, and that is OMG by NewJeans. One person mentioned the rowing your boat move in OMG, and another person said, this choreo is really fun, but like the chorus part, mainly the I was really hoping that he would come through, dance was really funny to me when I watched NewJeans perform. I was really hoping that he will come through. I don't think I've really spoken about NewJeans much on this channel yet, but first time for everything. I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't initially keen on this song, but one thing that was sticking out in my head and making me remember it was the chorus choreography, and ironically, specifically this dance move. I think for that reason, I low-key really like it. The oh my god, and the I was really hoping that he would come through parts, I think are so fun to dance along to. This move in particular is definitely different, so I would understand not being so keen on it, however. This next song's dance was given to us twice, and that is Favorite by NCT 127. In particular, somebody mentioned the dance break with the reason I think it doesn't fit the rest of the song, and somebody else also mentioned the thrusting about 1 minute 24 in the dance practice. I'll show you both, guys. And this person said they're always uncomfortable when the dance moves involve thrusting in K-pop because they always feel like it's done for the fans and they don't know if they're comfortable doing it. I really hope I'm talking about the right parts of the song, because if I'm not mistaken, these opinions are talking about different parts, but oh my god, I agree with both of them. First of all, the dance break. I agree, it doesn't really fit the rest of the flow of the song. It feels kind of disjointed. And the thrusting part of the dance practice, yeah, I've never seen this dance practice before, and I'm not like a huge fan of the song, so I haven't seen any performances, and that part made me feel icky. Not only is it hard to execute and doesn't really look good, it's also just not something I want to see. Like you said, we don't really know if they're ever comfortable doing that, and I don't want them to be uncomfortable just for the sake of the viewer. I think the only part of the choreo to this song I enjoy is the chorus. That's a bit that I seem to remember for some reason, because I think it fits the song well, but everything else we've discussed here, yeah, I give a firm no. We'll put this next one here because it follows on kind of from the point above from somebody else. We aren't talking about a particular song here, so I'm going to find an example just to show you a clip. This one says, I feel like it's super common, but I can't stand boy groups grinding the floor. So many groups do it, old and new, and it's never ever good. You can be sexy without resorting to dry humping the ground, please. I'm completely with you on this one. I always have felt the same about this. As a new K-pop stan and an older one, I just never found this necessary. I'm sure there's other moves you could include to, I don't know, get the point across. It's like in the example I included, I decided to go with unique EU because I remember this one when it came out. Not only was I so young and probably should not have been witnessing that, but some of the members were so young too. And yeah, I didn't find it appropriate, I'm gonna be honest. It makes me a little bit uneasy seeing it. Same goes for when girl groups do it too. And if we're uncomfy seeing it, then God knows how they must feel doing it. Oh, next song we're talking about is BB Vengeance by BB, and this person wanted to mention the chorus, the viral part is what they're not so keen on. This song I'm kind of late to the party with, but now I really like it, so I'm glad this song was mentioned for this video because I do want to mention something that I picked up on. As much as I love the song and I don't necessarily have an issue with the choreo itself really that I can think of, I do think it's quite clear that this dance was choreographed with the intention of going viral. Something about it is very done in an order that is easy to be replicated by the viewer in form of a TikTok challenge, and I've spoken about this before being a thing in K-pop and how I'm not a fan of it. I can complain about it all day, but hey, does it work? And did it work here in BB's case? It did. I can't be mad over clever marketing, but it does make me wish K-pop dances had a bit more substance sometimes, and this song is such a bop, they could have done so much with the choreography. The next one is why I always try to keep the reasons you guys give me whenever I do these sorts of videos because they make me giggle. This one says, I will now commit insomnious sacrilege, Dreamcatcher Maison. The chorus choreo for me goes, look at my right hip. Now look at both my hips. Now I'll pretend to be a bird. Please someone fight for us. Oh my god, you're right. And I never even thought of it. Okay, confession, while we're at it, this is not my favourite Dreamcatcher song. I'm not really fond of it. So when you put it like this, I guess I don't really like the choreo either. It doesn't really blow my mind. Like, I get what they're doing, it's fine, and it kind of suits the instrumental a little bit. It focuses a lot on the beat, but we know these girls can dance, and I think they could have given them something more to go with a song that is so bam, in your face, you know? Next one we're moving on to, we have got from 2 viewers, and this is in reference to Wah Da Da by Kepler. The first reason says, I don't like the O-shaped chorus part, it's so random and unnecessary. The rest of the choreo is fine. And another one says, the O-O-O part in Wah Da Da. I like the Wah Da Da dance, but this bit ruins it for me. I looked back through my videos to see if I mentioned this move before, and I was surprised that I hadn't because I really agree. And isn't it funny how both people mentioned the same part of the dance but liking the rest of it? I think the biggest problem with this one is timing. If they're not like on the millisecond in sync with one another, then it can really stand out like a sore thumb when they're moving their thumbs. That's the biggest issue with it for me. Maybe not the O shape itself, it's like the wiggling of the thumbs on the way down. And then I never liked when Bai had to do like a little breakaway move to do her ad-lib, like you should do a separate move, and then she had to try and jump back to whatever point the rest of them were at, because that's really tough to time perfectly, especially because she did a move every time for the ad-lib, so she's joining them again at different parts, you know, but she can't look over and see what they're doing. So yeah, it never quite looked as good as it could have. Next up, this song was also given to us twice, and that is Oh Oh by NMIX. Somebody mentioned the leg move in the chorus, and somebody just mentioned the chorus in general. Throwback to 2022 when all I seem to do is defend Oh. Even when it was announced as my Spotify Wrapped Song of the Year, some people were not impressed by me. But for once, I do actually kind of see the problem here and want to agree with it. People have joked in the past in the comments of my other videos about K-pop choreographies that I have some sort of beef with like wobbly leg moves, and it's true, I do, I admit it. I never usually like them. I think in Oh, I don't hate it because I think it suits the part of the song with like the baila baila part, but there is an issue in the execution. This move is hard to get right, and if it's not done perfectly, it doesn't look good. Okay, moving on to Itsy Sneakers. Somebody said the put my sneakers on bit just screams river dance to me. I was half expecting Michael Flatley in the video credits. Michael Flatley, you're so right. I swear I sound like such a hater of this song because I've never said anything nice about it. But as much as I dislike this song, I'm also not keen on the choreo either. Something about it is either extremely Disney Channel, not that that's a bad thing, or extremely Skechers advert, you know? And it just didn't really make sense to me as a career move for Itzy. And this dance is another one that I feel would look bad if poorly executed, like, you know, like the leg waving part. It's just never really been something I've been fond of. Our next submission says, the chorus of both Busok Soon songs. I love the songs, but the chorus only looks good on them. I would love to do a dance cover, but I see no way to pull it off. No matter how confident you are, it just looks interesting to say the least. I think I'm with you on this one. I love the whole vibe and concept of Busok Soon. It's the 17 subunit of Sungkwan, DK, and Hoshi for those who aren't aware. They're so fun and like, I don't know, it just gives me orange caramel vibes. I'm so here for it. But because they're so fun, this is reflected in their choreographies, and you're right, it doesn't really look good on anyone unless they're doing it. I love that they've been doing the challenge for their song Fighting with so many idols, because I like when there's a lot more of a community vibe to K-pop and seeing idols allowed to interact with one another and have fun. But as far as a choreography goes, it doesn't really go much further than fun TikTok challenge for me. Like, it's not designed to show off their skills, so it doesn't. We're now going to discuss a song mentioned 3 times, and that is Next Level by aespa, and 2 of the people who gave specific parts also mentioned the same part, and that is like the butt move that Giselle, Winter, and Karina do in the bridge, or Ning Ning's breakdown thing. Is that the bridge? I have no idea. I definitely spoke about this one in a past video too. I'm sorry to keep referencing myself, guys. We just have so much in common. The exact part of the choreography has always been a no for me too. It's just the way the 3 of them keep turning backwards and forwards doing those butt movements while Ning Ning does her solo. It always just looked so disjointed when they were trying to move through those movements, and it never flowed at all. I mentioned last time that SM has done this better in the past when Red Velvet debuted with Happiness and Wendy got her solo Time to Shine in the bridge. Then they had the other 3 girls doing some like freeze frame poses behind her, and it looked a lot better than what they had aespa do. I think they should have taken a similar route on this occasion because the whole part makes me cringe and pulls my attention away from Ning Ning in a negative way. Next up, the chorus choreo for Anti-Fragile by LE SSERAFIM. This one says, I don't know why I dislike this so much, but it just seems quite awkward, especially the bow and arrow move with the shaking and the hips shaking dance in the post-chorus. It just doesn't really look good in my opinion. As much as I love Anti-Fragile and like everything about it, I also do have to admit that I understand why one wouldn't take to it. A lot of aspects of both the song and choreo to me feel like an acquired taste. Like, there's a lot of things in this song that aren't the norm, especially in the dance, and they're hard to make look good when we have nothing to compare them to. For me, it's nice and I like that it's different, but I would never judge anybody for thinking otherwise, because I get it. And we have a throwback song next, Sistar, So Cool. When they're moving their hands behind their back, it makes me cringe so bad. I loved this song, so I never really thought about the choreo that much because I was just like, oh, this is a bop. But when I look closely, especially at the move you're talking about, yeah, that was bad, wasn't it? It actually makes me cringe too, and I was surprised I overlooked it in the first place. Why didn't I notice this? I like the post-chorus dance, that's really fun, but the fanning the backside move, if we're talking about the same one, I really hope we are. I don't know what they were going for with that. If it was sexy, I'm not getting sexy. Okay, we have now gone through about half of the songs I have got to react to, so let's call it a day for this video, and the rest will be in a part 2, so it's not one huge long video. I hope that's okay. Thank you so much for everyone who sent something for me to react to. Honestly, I have so much fun with these kind of videos, so I really appreciate it. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, and I would love to hear your thoughts on some of these in the comments down below. If you are new here and haven't yet subscribed, please hit the subscribe button down below and turn on the notification bell. That'll let you be the first to hear whenever I upload. And as always, my social medias will be on screen, my Twitter and my Instagram. I always follow back fellow K-pop fans if I can see their accounts, so let's be friends. I'll see you next time. Bye guys!